Part 1. White Clouds. Garland Moon. Mutiny in the Mist. When the warm winds blow from the sea to the south of Dorothea, residents of Fodlan know that the rainy season is upon them. Before the heavy rains take their toll, young women hurry to pick the last of the white roses. The ivory buds are woven into garlands and given as gifts to close friends or potential lovers.
I wonder where the initial motivation came from to have month intros like that each month anyway. Like how that idea first surfaced anyway. I wonder. Where could it have been from? Combat arts, whoa! Combat arts are powerful techniques that use more weapon durability than usual. They do not typically allow for follow-up attacks. There are new places to explore in the monastery. Great! Oh, fantastic, look at that, I'm rich.
Professor, I have a new mission for your students.
We have received reports that Lord Lonato has rallied troops against the Holy Church of Seros.
Why would he do that?
Lord Lonato is a minor lord of the kingdom. He's been showing hostility toward the church for some time now.
A vanguard unit from the Knights of Seros is already on its way to his stronghold, Castle Gaspar. Lord Lonato's army is nothing compared to the Knights. It is quite possible the rebellion has already been suppressed.
Even so, I would like for your class to travel with the Knights' rear guard to deal with the aftermath.
War zones are unpredictable. We do not expect you will have cause to battle, but be prepared for the worst.
Excuse me. You sent for me, Lady Rhea?
This is Catherine. She will be leading the Knights whom you will be accompanying.
Nice to meet you. We've heard a lot about you. If you need anything, just ask.
She is one of our bravest knights, and that is no small feat. Only an exceptional few have what it takes to join the Knights of Seros. This mission should prove useful in demonstrating to the students how foolish it would be to ever turn their blades on the church.
Well, that got dark real fast. My goodness, so many birthdays. So many birthdays. Sylvain, okay.
Thank you so much.
Glad you loved them. Alrighty. Yeah, very much seems like they do have a focus on world building when it comes to those months there. Oh, sweet. Beginner seals. Online statistics. Playing online lets you see the behavior of players around the world. You can see what percentage of players chose which activities on a given day, which units are most popular, and more. Referencing these statistics may give you ideas about how to best spend your time. Alright, so now we can do certification. So we have 5 beginner seals, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 that can even promote right now. Alright then, so... Oh, my axe level isn't up there yet if I want to be a fighter here. I mean, I could keep working on sword for now. I can always buy some more beginner seals, just so I can be in a better class for now. And then maybe switch over to fighter. Alright, time to write a test on how to freaking swing a sword. Save scum it? I've tried save scumming things before, and it, like, doesn't work for me. Like, every time I reload it, it always gives me the same option. If I failed it, I'll fail it. If I pass it, I'll pass it. Like, I don't know if I just have, like, terrible luck or something, or what it is. Alright, so Claude here can switch over into fighter, how about? So that he can work on both bows and axes. Fantastic. Anyway,
I did pretty well.
beginner seals are hella cheap anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter all that much. Let's go ahead and promote Marianne here. Is what we'll do. Just like that.
I actually passed?
Yep. Sure did. Alright, and then Leonie, I think, is gonna focus mostly on bows. Will it be the case? Just like that.
All that hard work's paid off.
Yep. Alright, change into that class. Yeah, next time I battle, I'm gonna have to try to get as many other units to level 5 there as possible. Now, typically, what I do... Whoa. Check schedule. Typically, what I do is, like, explore, battle. That's typically what I do, so that each lesson can have, like, the max amount of, you know, motivation there. Plus, then I can spend my extra activity points on training myself, if that's something that's unlocked already. Guess we'll see here. Alright, mission assistance. Ask for help from a student outside your house, and that person will join you for battles and missions until the end of the month. You can only ask one student for help each month, and that student will not earn any experience. Basically just a way for me to come closer to recruiting them and such. Oh, hi, how you doing?
I have spent quite some time in here, engaging in such idle chatter.
Idle?
Do you not know that we have not a moment left to waste?
Sorry, I'm talking to my stream. I should have listened more intently.
You must try harder from now on.
Sorry. My goodness. Apparently we have a quest completed according to the map over there. There's some new quests that we can do, like some blue ones and stuff. But yeah, I don't think I can do, like, faculty training at the moment yet. Maybe that'll be next month? Maybe that's the next one then? Also, maybe I'll keep my camera off for a lot of exploration, because a lot of it is just talking to people anyway. So it's like cutscenes.
Huh? Is someone there? What do you want?
I don't know. Also, I don't know who I'm gonna ask for mission assistance. Like, do I have any support conversations available with anybody outside my house or outside the abyss there already? Like, doesn't look like. So, when it comes to other students there, I know Mercedes is definitely really good, what with Fortify. Like, I could even use her in place of Flame, potentially. Oh yeah, I was also thinking about using Anna for this playthrough, just because she's a new unit, so that we can, like, showcase her and stuff like that. Like, not because I think that that would be, like, an incredible addition to my army, but just because, like, showcasing new units. That way I can showcase all of the DLC units, apart from Yaritza. So there's Anna, Yaritza, Yuri, Balthus, Constance, Happy. And Yaritza you can only get in the playthrough that we'll be doing on the next one anyway. So I figured this playthrough may as well be, like, the playthrough that showcases all the DLC, including Anna then. So, would I have any more space for anyone else? I would have space for one more unit in my main army, which it looks like I could probably just give over to, like, Flane or something like that to have Fortify, because having Fortify would be very, very nice in this difficulty setting, you know? But yeah, so this there's a Dark Lord trying to take over the world or something. We're fine for time. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Professor, do you happen to have any food on you? I'm starving. No matter how much I eat before I train, I'm always so hungry after. My muscles must be going through a growth spurt.
Yeah, maybe I'll just ask Mercedes for mission assistance. That way we can have another healer.
This flower is one that is eating insects. Is that factual too? I am wondering who watches over the plants in Fodlan.
Alright, so how did my crops do here anyway? Alrighty. So let's plant some things. Let's plant some mixed fruit seeds, how about? Like that. Yeah, Mercedes and Flane are the two units in the game that get access to Fortify. To be able to just heal everybody within a radius, which is, you know, very, very strong. So, yeah.
If the greenhouse are removed, they will soon wilt and wither. Is that not so, Professor? I feel I can empathize with them. The flowers.
So,
Flowers that thrive, despite their environment, are truly inspiring, are they not?
so my final unit will probably either be Flane or Mercedes. Like, Flane would be the more story-based one, since you get Flane in, like, every route except for the Empire route anyway. So she'd actually be along with us for the story, so it might make more sense to be using Flane.
Hi there.
I don't know. You know, would you like to fish in the pond? Yes, let's do some fishing. Let's fish here. See what we can catch. Oh, we got a redfish. Got a redfish on the line here. Giant fish shadow. Perfect. Do some nice, pleasant fishing. And then that'll help us make meals and stuff like that to help. Whoops, I didn't actually mean to do it immediately. That'll help us make meals and such to help out our students. So it's probably a good idea to be fishing from time to time. So let's do some fishing. Let's just relax here, kick back, do some fishing, get some fish to feed to the students. My oh my. The fish in this pond must reproduce like crazy considering, you know, how many we're always fishing out non-stop, you know? Consider we're kind of draining this little pond here of fish. Oh look, a red one. A red one though. Use Mercedes yourself because live to serve gives her another way to heal herself. Wow, I kind of read most of that while I was timing things with fishing. Great streamer, by the way. But yeah, because of live to serve. Yeah, with her being able to heal herself when she heals others, that is a bit more productive because of her personal skill there. Ooh, golden. Glimmering. So I could always use Mercedes for like the best possible other healer that I could have. But Flane is the one that'll actually be along with us on this story. That was so close to perfect. Wait, did I just say silverfish? Because I'm sure, like, silverfish and silverfish are, like, very different things. I sure hope I didn't catch a silverfish in the pond, but rather it was a silver fish. Not a silverfish, you know? You know, sometimes when there's, like, insects around the household... Oh my goodness, there's a red one. Sometimes I'll just give them to my gecko, especially when it's winter out, so you can't just take them outside because the cold would kill them. So it's like, may as well, you know, have them actually go towards, you know, another life like that, being able to help feed my gecko. So I've given my gecko a few different insects before. His regular food that he gets, like, from the pet store is crickets. Sometimes he'll get some worms, like hornworms. Sometimes, rarely, we'll give him some mealworms. Yeah, I have a leopard gecko. I don't show him on stream a lot. He's right around the corner over there. I don't think the extension cable on my other camera would be able to show him there. And he's, like, really shy, so we can't really take him out of his enclosure there. And it's a top-down opening enclosure, so I don't think he'd like being scooped up and taken out. It's not like a front opening enclosure where I could just, you know, interact with him like that. But yeah, so I don't think I'd ever be able to show him on stream. But anyway, my gecko there, thinking about silverfish there, whenever I find insects around the house, especially when it's winter outside, so you can't take him outside because the cold will kill them anyway, I give them to my gecko, so they may as well feed my gecko. And so, like I said, his regular meals are crickets, and sometimes he'll get hornworms as, like, a special treat. And when I find spiders around the house, sometimes I'll give those to him. And spiders are way faster than crickets are. So he has to, like, work for those. He has to, like, really hunt those down. So usually I don't actually see him get the spider. I've seen him eat, like, 2 or 3 before. But typically I just put him in and it's like, alright, he'll find it eventually. Because they're fast.
No.
They're way faster. They're a bit more of a challenge for him to hunt down, but, you know, that helps, you know, replicate what the natural environment would be for him, I guess, you know. But anyway, when it comes to other things, I once tried giving him a silverfish. He didn't want it at all. He was not interested. Like, he licked it once or twice and he was like, I'm not eating that. No way, bro. He refused to eat it.
I desired fresh air.
He didn't want it at all. The wind feels nice. You have a quest for me.
I have a favor to
There is solitude on the battlefield, but there are limits to what one can achieve alone. To be stronger, more efficient, visit the battalion guild. Okay, so that's just the tutorial on that. That's actually pretty cool. You usually just kill and throw their corpses in the garbage. I mean, there was a time when, for house spiders that I would find, I sometimes just move them to a different part of the house, because something very interesting is there actually are quite a lot of spiders that live in pretty much every household. It's just that they stick around the areas that, like, nobody touches, like the attic or rooms that, like, nobody uses, stuff like that. So what's interesting when you actually find a spider crawling around, like, the household in open and active areas, the reason for that is because they're typically a male spider who has eaten a certain amount of bugs and is now ready to go start seeking out a mate. but typically they would stick to their own areas and such without, you know, ever showing you that they exist in your house and stuff like that. But when they're crawling out and about and you see them like on your floor or something like that, it's typically because they've eaten like so many bugs, I forget what the amount is, and they're now ready to go out and find a mate, essentially. That's like just an instinct kind of thing there. That's like the only time that you'll see house spiders out in the open, essentially. Which is kind of interesting. So there, oh, you guys are kind of running into each other there. So there was a time that I was even being like super generous and just moving them to a different part of the household that like nobody's active in. Being like, yeah, you can keep exploring, just explore somewhere where I'm not at. But you know, it's also, yeah, and they eat insects as well, and like they eat mosquitoes, stuff like that. Like if it's summer out and it's not cold out, I'll just take them outside. It's like, okay, live your life outside and like eat mosquitoes for me, great, you know. But if it's during winter, I'll either move them to a different part of the house, or if my gecko hasn't been fed in a while, I'll give them to my gecko, because then my gecko is happy. You know, my gecko's gotta eat.
Hey, Professor. How's it going? Making lots of coin?
Yep, actually.
I wanted to catch up, but I'm super busy right now. Working. For money.
For money.
Hey,
Can we...
Professor. Fancy meeting you here.
Can we just recruit on the spot? I don't know how it works.
I mean, I've got something I want to chat with you about. I know you're busy with a lot of things, but I was wondering if I might be able to join you.
All right, let's do it. My light is still glitching out back there.
What say you? It's a killer deal.
But yeah, I would... Yeah, let's ask for assistance.
Thank you. Now I'll have plenty of time to get to know my clients better.
Nice, nice.
A merchant needs to know the inner workings of everyone they come in contact with. Helps with the making of the monies, you know.
But yeah, I don't like doing that because it stains your wallet. It's annoying, but it's even more annoying to keep them alive and keep them in the areas that you're in. A couple of weeks ago, I ran into like a centipede in my office here. I was coming to my computer and there was a centipede and I was like, what the heck? How the heck did a centipede get in here? Like, I'll see spiders from time to time, but that's the first time I've ever seen a centipede in this house at all. Was like a couple weeks ago. And like, it scared me at first. But yeah, sometimes I'll see spiders here and there, and typically, especially if it's winter, I'll just dump them in my gecko's enclosure because then my gecko's happy. Like, the first time I gave him a spider, he seemed a little bit confused. He was like, what's this? But now he eats spiders from time to time. So if there's a spider in the household, it makes the gecko happy. There was actually one spider that like lived in an area around here and I was just fine with. Like, I didn't do anything about it, didn't feed him to my gecko or anything like that. And it was a spider that was actually living in my washroom there. It was in one of the corners in my washroom. It made like a little net kind of thing. What is happening with my light back there? Should I just turn it off? That light is so busted. Anyway, it wasn't like a kind of web that you'd see to catch insects flying by. It was more of like a kind of trap in a corner, more of an enclosure, like a den, where it was like the webbing was done in such a way that the spider could like crawl in through the backside into the little den there. Like, I wasn't even sure if it was a spider at first until I like blew on it just to see if like it would move, and it came out and I was like, oh, that's not a speck in like a ball of dust, it's a spider, when I noticed when I was cleaning one day. So I decided I'd just leave it be because I figured it's probably been there for so long anyway without me noticing it, without bothering me. So like, may as well just leave it there. So for several months there was actually a spider that was living in my washroom there, and the only time I ever saw it come out was when I was having like a shower or something. Like, maybe the moisture in the air made it like a little bit frisky or something, I don't know, where it would just come out of its enclosure a little bit, like just a couple steps out, maybe go up to some of the water puddles that were here and there. But apart from that, it never came out and about. It never disturbed me, so I never disturbed it. And something interesting about this spider is it had 6 legs instead of 8. Like, there was 2 missing from the same side. So it must have got into like a fight or something at some point and lost those. I felt bad for the poor little guy. So he never bothered me. He never came out and about. Like, I almost never saw him out of his enclosure. And I figured he'd live long enough. He must be eating bugs from somewhere. So I just leave him be and he could just like keep on eating whatever the heck he was eating, I guess. And he was there for a while. He or she, I don't know.
At the battalion
And
guild,
oh,
you can meet battalions that aren't. We're allowed to hire.
Yeah.
Snatch. You can replace.
yeah. Anyway, so I left him there for a while, and I had him there for several months. But then what happened that got him out was he was actually kicked out by another spider. I saw another spider like outside of his enclosure, and I was like, what is this, like a friend or something, or a mate or something? Turns out it was a hella mean spider, because later I saw a spider in this other spider's enclosure, and my spider was kicked out. The reason I could tell the difference between them was because my spider had 6 legs, and the other spider had all 8. Like, I knew that the spider that lived in my washroom had 6 legs and had 2 missing. So this freaking mean-ass spider came out of nowhere and kicked my spider out of his enclosure. And my spider was just like out in the open, which he never was. He almost never came out of his enclosure. I was like, what the heck are you doing out in the open? And I check his enclosure, and somebody else has moved in and kicked him out. I was like, what the heck? I was ticked at this other spider. So, like, sure, like, maybe that's what can happen in nature, but this isn't nature. This is my household, and the 6-legged spider was like my house guest, essentially. So, I usually don't kill insects that I find around the household. I'll usually take them outside or give them to my gecko if I can. That one being in the corner, there was no way for me to like put a cup over it or anything. So I did actually vacuum up that one. I actually did take the vacuum and get rid of that one, because I was ticked at it for kicking out my spider. Meanwhile, while the vacuum was out, my spider was just like chilling on the carpet, and then I just put the vacuum away. I left my own spider to his own devices there. I was basically just seeing, like, will he move back into that corner now that the mean one is gone? And he never did. So the spider that was living in my room there for a while in the corner, I don't know what happened to him. He was kicked out by another spider that I then got rid of, because I was like, what the heck, why'd you kick out my spider? And so that's a story of my freaking room spider, I guess. And hello, Lyrical. But yeah, tacos, both varieties of Pete freak you out. You never dealt with them, but they're just so creepy looking. Worst insects you've ever dealt with are June bugs. They have to fly into your house in the summer and scare the shit out of you because they're loud, large, and fast. Huh. I don't know if I've ever had to, deal with those there inside.
If you don't pay attention to your hygiene, the girls won't like you.
Oh, noes.
I hate when my clothes get dirty. That's one of the many reasons I find it best to train as little as possible.
Yeah. What's happening? Oh, I was just telling a story about a spider that was living in my room for several months, who I allowed to live in my room for several months. Like, he never bothered me, I never bothered him. But then one day another spider came and kicked him out, and I was pissed. Another mean spider came along and kicked my spider out of his home.
Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report.
I was ticked.
Have you talked with Catherine yet?
Nope.
If the knights are the cream of the crop, she's the cream of the cream.
The cream of the cream.
Relic of hers.
Oh my.
It's nothing short of amazing.
Cool, man. Oh, there's somebody over here I apparently didn't talk to. Hi.
Since we're heading to Castle Gaspar, that means we'll be passing through Magdred Way. The road is well known for its beautiful surroundings. Depending on the time of year, it can be incredibly foggy, though. When it's like that, you can't enjoy the lovely scenery.
Is it the only level in the whole game with fog?
While we're there. Not that we'll have time for sightseeing anyway.
I know that it has fog. From my other 2 playthroughs, I have not encountered fog apart from that level at all. Like, are there even any other stages that have fog? Should I just use my torches on it?
That Lord Lonato served the King of Fargus's older brother when he was younger.
It doesn't sound fun, tacos. Jeez.
He already had status and prestige, so why raise a rebellion?
Yeah.
I guess it's none of my business.
It's none of my business. What? Want to see something that ticks me off? Look at the portrait in the bottom right. The helmet has black parts of it, but there are no black parts on the actual 3D model there.
I guess it's none of my business.
Like, it's silver around the outside there, not black. You know, color discrepancies. Anyway, let's see who else there is to talk to. I'll just leave my camera off for now because it's mostly cutscenes, I guess.
Professor, I feel I must speak to you about Caspar's eating habits. I've never seen the like of it. He inhales entire plates of food in mere seconds.
Oh yeah, Leonie's and the Linhart's does as well. I'm trying to remember Ashen Catherine's now. I think I remember it. That's the one with Rhea, right? Okay, I guess that one does have fog as well then. Sounds unhealthy.
Hence my mentioning it to you. Good luck with him.
Yeah, I'll probably ask Mercedes for mission assistance.
Today's meal was delicious. Linhardt keeps bothering me about eating too fast. Says I'm gonna choke or something.
I'm just gonna say whatever people like so that I have better chance of recruiting him. When you're busy, there's no alternative.
Absolutely. I knew you'd see things my way.
I'll literally take both students' sides when they disagree with each other like that. Aren't I just the best professor ever? School of Sorcery book.
If you have a moment, I would like a word. It has been brought to my attention that certain individuals have been making advances toward Flame. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
Actually,
if you do see anyone getting too close with Flame, please inform me of it at once.
So this is like one of the lines is like the origin of the Seth Says meme.
If you do see anyone.
Oh, I guess we can't see the beginning text of it anymore. Maybe we should get a buff for this month. I mean, I'll use as many activity points as it takes to, you know, make everybody motivated first and foremost,
But I must vent to someone, Professor.
There's a scientist and he turns himself into a pickle.
That woman. She borrowed a book last week and returned it with stains of unknown origin on the cover and several pages either folded or torn. Just now, she dropped a sandwich on the floor, picked it up, and kept eating. When she saw my shock, she said simply, 3-second rule.
I love Hadaman's impersonation of Manuela there. It's so good. But yes, that's 3, but if you ask me, that's 3 more than it should be. Yeah, fog levels are kind of no bueno. Oh, there's an item over here. Yoink. Hand-drawn map, apparently. Okay, let's go get some items from around this. Oh, there's a couple over here this time. 8 Fog of War. Good old Fog of War. Oh, there's an item over here. Sometimes they can be a little hard to see. Okay, let's go ahead and go to the Holy Tomb here. Whoa! So many things. Yeah, maybe we'll just do a bunch of explorations and such. Maybe. We shall see. My, oh my. Can I do diagonal here? Can I explain why you love Awakening so much? No fog chapters? There isn't? I mean, I haven't played, like, all the levels of Awakening in a while. Like, I can't remember any off the top of my head, but... Yoink, I'll take these. Okay. How you doing, Sothis?
It's almost time to begin.
I'm sure it is. No fog chapters at all. Well, that's nice there. Also, when it comes to my series on Fire Emblem here, once I get my actual schedule going, like once this university semester is wrapped up in the coming week there, I plan on streaming every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I want to have Fridays be my Fire Emblem days for Fire Emblem Fridays, I guess. And that'll probably be my EU friendly time because some Fridays I leave in the afternoons. Sometimes here and there. But anyway, once I start streaming on an actual schedule here, if we wrap up this playthrough and then maybe even the next one after that for the final route, and then we need to move on to like another thing Fire Emblem to fill up that time slot, then I'll just hop back into Awakening and start doing some of the DLC maps and some of the paralogs that I missed, stuff like that, like the one for Anna, I'm pretty sure I missed stuff. Do some of the DLC maps and try to work my way up to Apotheosis. Because I've never done it before.
Felix around? I swear, as soon as you take your eyes off him, poof, he's gone.
And it's gone. I saw him at the training ground.
Of course he's there. Sorry for bothering you, Professor. Thanks.
Alrighty, I don't know where Mercedes is for some mission assistance. Well, ask and you shall receive.
Whispers about Lord Lonato. They say he's a very kind and gentle lord. Why would such a kind man suddenly raise an army? Oh, Professor, you were working late last night, weren't you? You shouldn't overdo it. A ghost might rise up from the well to get you if you stay up too late. Or so I'm told.
I actually was up late working last night. I went to sleep at 6:30 a.m.
I have a favor to ask.
Fun fact. Those who struggle with private concerns will sometimes visit the cathedral for guidance. If you have the time, why not offer your keen insight, Professor? Alrighty, words of wisdom, mission assistance. Yes. Okay, let's just yoink. Do that. Talk to Annette.
To be honest, I felt a bit lost here at the monastery. At a loss for what to do. Thankfully, a sweet young girl reached out and offered her help.
I believe she's Seteth's little sister.
Look at Byleth's face. He's just like, I know what you did. Your crimes are known, criminal. My, oh my. Oh yeah, new areas to explore. Night Hall and Stable, cool. You're normally up super late anyway, so all those ghosts are buddies with you, easy peasy. Okay, I know I missed somebody to talk to over here. Looks like it's Marianne then. Always around the stables.
Oh, hello, Professor. Was there something you needed?
I came to see the horses.
Oh, you like horses? I like them too. They're such kind creatures.
Wait, what did she say? Hello, oh, is that just the name of the horse? I assume so. Ah, logs! I'm getting caught on them. I can fit through here, right? Fat shamed. Unbelievable. Hi.
Best be on your guard.
Okay. Thanks to do. Glad I talked to you.
After Fargus lost its king, there were many rebellions. It is likely that Lord Lonato's provocations are related. How frustrating that I am too young to take the throne, rendered powerless by age. If the throne is vacant much longer, the kingdom will fall to ruin.
Do you know what I just realized? Talking to Dimitri here just reminded me the last time I talked to Dimitri in here, like the pre-time skip, was when I was making him a dancer. And then it just occurred to me, I don't actually have a dancer planned for this route. I'll need to figure out what I'm gonna do for the dancer situation. Because I don't actually think I have one planned for this route right now, you know?
It is a noble's duty to protect.
Yeah, that would make sense, Tacos.
To endanger them by rallying armies in such a feckless and improper manner. Abuse of that kind is no better than slavery. A proper noble must guard the people from such a fate, wouldn't you say?
Actually, I missed the first line. Noble's duty to protect the common folk, not to endanger them by rallying enemies in such a feckless and improper manner. Dancer Von Eyre, perfect strategy. I mean, you're not wrong. Hello, Weetabix, if I'm saying that correctly. Hello, hello. I agree.
Precisely why true nobility is well respected.
I agree. Officer Neuer and I weren't mentioned in the death threat, but we most certainly do not feel safe. Man, that's a reference to a playthrough from a year and a half ago, if anybody remembers the freaking plastic couch guy from Bravely Default. I mean, I could always make Raphael a dancer because it's kind of funny.
Catherine has invited me to train with her.
Whoa!
How much do you think I should train before I'm ready to train with someone that strong?
I mean, I train with Carvey all the time in Smash, even though he's leagues ahead of me. Haven't done Lorenz's paralog yet. In other playthroughs I have. Not in this one. This one's still like a pretty much just fresh playthrough, like third month.
Let me know if you meet anyone I might be interested in, okay?
Wait, what? I missed the first line. Whatever. Yeah, this is the beginning of this playthrough, but I have done Lorenz's paralog in other playthroughs. So I know about it and such and such. Hi, Leonie. Hello. I'll just keep my camera off for now.
The best there is, just like Captain Gerald. Do you think I've got it in me to be a top-tier mercenary, Professor?
Yes, I very much intend on getting Thrysis. I intend on making Lysithea, freaking Valkyrie. I forgot the name for a second there. I intend on making her a Valkyrie so that she has 6 movement and then she'll have 3 magic range because the class already gives a +1 magic range skill. Then giving her the skill for dark magic range +1, so that'll make it 4. And then giving her Thrysis to make her range 6, so she'll have 6 movement, 6 attacking range, and she'll have Canto. Wait, what am I doing? Studying here to be the best there is just like Captain Gerald. Do you think you have? I have got what it. Yada yada. It depends on how hard you work.
I'm going to work a lot harder than all the fancy nobles around here. I can tell you that.
Okay. Okay. Yes, I'm going to make Lysithea literally the definition of a glass cannon that can snipe from the other side of the outside of the map there. Pegasus can use magic. No, Valkyrie is the mounted horseback one, but Dark Flyer, that is also included in the DLC, can indeed use magic.
Goodness.
It can indeed.
I heard about your class's assignment, by the way. Good luck subduing those treasonous nobles.
Yeah, it's a DLC thing there. If I made her a Dark Flyer instead, her max magic range could be 5 instead. but Valkyrie comes with a class skill of an additional, like, reason magic range. So that, plus just the skill, plus Thrisis, will give her 6 range, 6 movement, plus Canto. But yeah, Dark Flyer is the Pegasus Knight version. Valkyrie is just the kind of mixed magic version of, like, Dark Knight or Holy Knight. Like, the mixed magic version, that instead of giving a skill for additional damage, it gives you a skill for an additional range there. But yeah, clueless about the DLC. Yeah, understandable there. You'd argue Dorothea is the best dancer. She is. I've actually done on my spreadsheet there that I've been working on for like the past half a year on and off. I have determined that Dorothea is actually the best dancer for a few reasons there. But yeah, since she has a lot of supports, has access to Meteor, and has a buff to sword growths. Yeah, she has a buff to sword, both magics. She has a budding talent in Faith Magic, and if you unlock that, she gets Faith Magic Avoid plus 20, which as a dancer class you can keep equipped most of the time anyway, meaning that Dorothea will just naturally become harder to hit. Some of the reasons why Dorothea, I would argue, is easily the best dancer in the game.
That bandit business, and now a noble rebellion? Are we ever gonna do anything but find and subdue people? Well, if we're just going to tie up loose ends, at least it'll be pretty safe. I don't mind stretching my legs for this one. And if Catherine's going too, there's a good chance we'll get a look at her relic in action.
Apparently we have a quest here. But yeah, how good is Dancer? Petra, you used, and she was fine and seemed pretty good even though magic wasn't a big option. Yeah, ideally for a dancer, since it's a magic wielding class, I figure may as well have some magic is available to them. As I'm looking at my spreadsheet here, it looks like Petra has access to Wind and Sagittae for Reason Magic spells, and for Faith Magic spells has access to Heal, Nosferatu, and Restore. Like, at least there's Restore, but like Dorothea, when it comes to her magic, she gets Thunder, Thoron, Sagittae, Meteor, Agnia's Arrow, here, Nosferatu, and Physic. And Physic is so good to have on support units, like dancers there. Plus the fact that she gets Faith Magic Avoid plus 20 as a budding talent there is very, very nice. That makes it even harder for people to hit her. One problem you have with this game's job system is that you can't just go from job to job as long as you have the levels and the seals. What? That you have to build up weapon levels? Is that what you're talking about there? Because you technically can as long as you have like the proper weapon level. Are you talking about like the restriction for the weapon levels? Also, it looks like we get additional quests for Abyss in the DLC. Hey, have you heard of Abyss? I was absolutely not eavesdropping on someone else when I heard the name, and I believe there's an interesting story there. You got some time to look into it, Professor. Investigate the stories about Abyss. Maybe the traveling merchants who come and go know something about the place. Okay, so apparently there's an Abyss rumor there. Use Dancer, Fish Girl, Petra, and we'll be using Dorothea. Yeah, and at the end of the day, it's also fun to just make, like, whoever you want Dancer. Like, in my next playthrough, I'll probably, my Flaw training playthrough or something like that, I'll probably be making Dorothea the dancer just because she has the potential to be the best dancer in the game. In my last playthrough, I made Felix my dancer for 2 reasons. 1, it's funny as heck. 2, he's actually not half bad at being a dancer class, funnily enough. Considering he's not half bad at swords or magic. So he's not half bad at it, and he hates it. He hates being a dancer, which is fantastic. So my last playthrough, Felix was my dancer. It was great. You know?
That place, are you? Ancient
And gachi tacos.
remains deep below Garrick Mach. That's Abyss.
Cool. I'm gonna turn my camera off again so it stops blocking her portrait.
Obviously, they all have their reasons and tales to tell. But only the most enterprising merchant would venture near it. My advice, avoid going there yourself.
Too late. We got Abyss Information 1. Now we report to Claude. Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast. It'd be faster to just fast travel, but look at this. I got places to be. I'm running. The Awakening waifu, who is now very, very different in this game nowadays. Oh, what's this? Yoink. I don't know what that was, but okay. Hi, Claude. Hi.
Thanks. That was a big help.
Abyss. Dangerous area below Garrick Mach that folks tend to avoid. Can't believe such a place has existed right under our noses. Maybe one day I can help the whole story see the light of day. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Let's see here. We have a completed quest over here, so let's go across the bridge. If you had the DLC, it would make Dark Flyer Ingrid because she's actually a pretty good Magic Knight, but her normal best job is Falcon Knight, but that one can't use magic. Yeah, absolutely. Dark Flyer would be her best class there. Hello, Chuck. How's it going?
New to harvest.
Wow. I completely missed what she said, but I don't really care. But yeah, how you doing, Chuck? I think you were doing a short stream earlier. How'd that go, if that's the case? Unless I'm losing my mind. Yes, let's read notes from the advice box. I typically decorate with red roses when I host a tea party, but lately I'm considering the virtues of variety. Do you have any thoughts about other flowers I might try? You should consider pitcher plants. The smell of baby's breath could pair well with tea. White lilies are pleasant and calming. I don't know, how about that for Lorenz? I don't know. Oh, he liked it. Cool.
Thank you so much for your help.
Oh, cool. We did a thing for Mercedes there. As the example of... Oh, and we're getting items that we can give to people there. But yeah, was good till OBS crashed on you. That sucks. Do you have notes on the best healer, IMO, Mercedes, or Marianne is, but you're not the most knowledgeable? I would say Mercedes or Flane, because Mercedes and Flane are the two users in the game that get access to Fortify, which is the spell, which is the Faith Magic spell that just heals like an AoE every one of your allies in range. So if your army is like within like 10 tiles of each other or something like that, Mercedes or Flane can just like heal everybody at once, which is absolutely incredible. Plus Mercedes also has live to service or personal skill, meaning anytime she heals anybody else, it'll heal her too, which is also really nice. But essentially anybody who has access to things like physic can be really handy. Like I make spreadsheets for this kind of thing on my phone. It is what I do. Like, I've thought about making it public at some point. Right now, it's just my own kind of private stuff. This is what I make and what I refer to when it comes to builds here. Like, I know that Marianne will be a decent healer there, but yeah, Mercedes and Flane are probably the two best in the game. Dorothea is definitely up there as well. Let me just scroll through here. Oh, Linhardt's definitely pretty good too because he gets access to Physic. There are some interesting cases like Bernadetta, who does get access to Physic if you do choose to make her a healer. She gets access to both Physic and Rescue, which are a couple of the best Faith Magic spells you can get. But her magic growth rate is 20%. Like, she's almost never gonna gain magic on level ups. So it's funny considering the magics that she gains access to imply that she would be really good as a mage, but her actual growth rates and chances to increase her magic stat imply that she should just stick to physical attacks. So that's definitely interesting there, I gotta say. Yeah, Mercedes is one of the best ones in the game. Annette can be all right as I'm scrolling down here. Marianne definitely up there. Manuela also has access to some of the spicier ones like Warp and Silence, but it's Manuela, so who cares, I guess. And then there's like the DLC ones, which are all pretty much great healers if they need to be. Essentially, yeah, Ingrid was the first character you recruited in your playthrough. Really like the knightly women in RPGs, and Ingrid also is just a really good unit as well. But yeah, like 3 times, I don't know what ors means, I'm sorry. Don't know what happened. Don't know if it crashed is the right word, but suddenly froze even though OBS was going, and then froze on OBS and trying to close, it caused problems. That's strange. I'm sorry to hear that happened then. Linhart also gets Warp, which is monstrously powerful. Yeah, Warp and Rescue, when it comes to movement options, are very, very nice. Okay, Sylvain. I wonder if I'll ever find a partner who understands I don't mean any harm when I flirt with others. Does someone like that really exist? You're bound to meet someone open-minded someday. Have you considered giving up on flirting? That's a dream that will never come true. Let's do the one that he likes. You're bound to meet someone open-minded someday. Surely Sylvain will like that. Heck yeah, look at that. But yeah, you can completely cheese Mikelan's mission with Warp. You can completely cheese a lot of missions with Warp and Rescue. That's definitely one of them there. I love cheesing over bosses and stuff. When I see the students enthusiastically eating together in the dining hall, I sometimes wish to join them. I wonder if that would be a bother. That's a bad idea, maybe once in a while, but don't make it a habit. I'm sure the students would be happy to share a meal. Surely. Look at that. I don't care about giving them the best answer I can. I'm gonna give them the answers that make them like me. Best professor ever.
What's going to happen to Lonato?
Poor Ash.
If he's killed, I don't know how I'll live with that.
Poor Ash. Sorry, man. Imagine if I recruited him for this month's mission assistance. He would be so pissed.
My savior,
my goodness.
Thank you.
Neat. But yeah, getting warped that early would be very difficult though. I mean, in New Game Plus though, it's definitely very possible. Like, I could do it if I wanted to. I'm just not gonna spend my renown on that, I don't think, right now. Because that's too busted.
Rather frequently. He was such a pious man, a true believer. Such a terrible shame. I wonder what changed him.
Alright, it's funny that female Byleth is definitively better. What, in terms of gameplay, in terms of like the classes that you can go into and skills and such, or just as a character there? And yeah, there's also warp with Lysithea. Lysithea, that's very, very nice.
Where the saints of
Whoa.
the Church of Sarah slumber. Sorry, but only a select few members of the church are allowed entry.
Oh noes.
It's open to the public on only one day of the year for the goddess's rite of rebirth.
This is the face of someone who does not care. Oh my. Well, who dis over here? As for Ashen Mission Assistance, this month on your first playthrough, I wonder if he gets any unique dialogues still with Lonato there. If you just have him on like mission assistance, you monster.
Professor,
Oh my.
seems that a minor lord in Fargus is raising an army. This poses a threat, obviously, but not one for the kingdom or the church.
Goodbye,
I
lad.
mean, Fargus doesn't even have a king at present.
I look down on you, pesky mortal. Does but only in battle. Makes sense.
You had better ensure we're fully prepared.
Have I... Okay, I gotta go... Oh, there's one person that we can talk to over here. Yeah, that's exactly what that face is. Like, why are you talking to me? I just walked up to you and now you're talking to me. I always like talking to everybody, so who's here? Who is it? Who is the nerd that needs talking to? You!
Next month is when a very important ceremony will be taking place at the monastery. Pilgrims from all
That expression,
corners of
though.
Fodlan have already started to gather in anticipation. I pray that you are able to nip this trouble in the bud as soon as possible.
I'm glad I came to talk to you about that. I gotta say. I was being really twitchy right now? That's no bueno. Falling asleep or something? Well, the arm's falling asleep, I should say.
Professor, I heard that you may battle alongside Catherine.
Yes.
Even among the knights, she is something special. A holy knight who is able to wield a hero's relic.
Wow.
Still, she can be a mite difficult.
Alright. Good talk, Tomas. Good talk. I'm out of here now. I've got places to be. I got places to go. Somebody over here to... Yeah, I guess I will go over this way first. Call Tomas as soon as you saw him. Was like, yep. Yeah, just that kind of sketchy kind of character where it's like, yep. This isn't how it seems.
Gaspar,
You know.
I've been there once before, many years ago.
Shaking a lot.
By request of the son of that family, Christoph, I think it was.
View quest.
I have a request.
It seems I've lost something. When you have a minute, can you help me look for it? Gerald, drop something. Search the monastery and find it for him. You should try looking near the captain's quarters that Gerald is occupying. Lost found. Cool. Oh, it's the lost items tutorial quest. I remember in my various video game classes that I've taken at university, we've studied various things like how games are able to introduce mechanics to you. And we've looked at cases like Super Mario Bros. World 1-1 and how it's designed in such a brilliant way that it introduces almost all of the game mechanics to you right away. Like, it's very well done. And for this game, I think it's really cool how it gives you quests, where each quest is like a different tutorial on a different game mechanic. I think that's another really cool way to introduce the game mechanics to the player, instead of just dropping like buckets of tutorials on you right at the beginning, like, oh, here's a list of like all the things that you can do, actually having quests to do it and then getting rewards for it and such. It's a very smart way to introduce game mechanics, you know?
There's news of someone in the kingdom raising an army.
Yes.
The kingdom, the empire, the alliance. They do love a good war, don't they?
Yep, apparently so.
A lot of young men and women. And for what? Just to enjoy the horror of it?
Oh my goodness, but yeah, you did have a full mug of Pepsi earlier today and a large can of vodka last night, but you don't think it's that. And I like how Gerald gives you a teddy bear for bringing his alcohol to him. Oh, is that one of the rewards actually? He gives you a teddy bear after you bring his alcohol to him? I never noticed that before. And like gardening tutorial where Dedu gives you his seed. You get good old Dedu's seed. It's extremely important that professors tend to their own studies as well. If you agree, I'd be more than happy to share my knowledge. Oh, we can We can do that then. Fantastic. So we'll get this unlocked. We have the Faith Magic budding talent that we can always do there. Let's get closer to... Do I want to get closer to seeing swords first? Yeah, I guess I'll get a little bit closer.
I simply must
So,
thank you.
yeah, it's really cool how it gives tutorials in that way. It's a very smart way to introduce game mechanics to the player without feeling like it's dumping countless things on you.
Did you hear?
So I guess I can't... Okay, I can't do faculty training right now. Can I get faculty training from anyone else? Did I just unlock it, or do I have to wait until like the next exploration or next month or something? Like, what's going on here? What am I building Byleth to be? Good question. I'm not actually sure. I'm probably just gonna put on a whole bunch of OP skills that I found work really well together, like Vantage, Wrath, Defiant Crit. Like, for those who don't know about that build there, which I put into play in my last playthrough for several units like Dimitri, Cyril, and such, and it was so broken. So Vantage means that if you're under half health and the enemy attacks you and you can counterattack, you're attacking first. Wrath means that if you're under half health and your enemy attacks you, you get plus 50 crit. Defiant Crit means that if you're under 25% health, you get another 50 crit. So that means that if you are under 25% health and one of your enemies attacks you, if you can counterattack, you will attack first and pretty much always just immediately crit them on the spot. It is broken. It is so busted. So I'm not sure. Like, I'll probably just work towards Enlightened one. I'll probably just develop a whole bunch of skills and stuff like that in order to get these skills that I need and such for that. And just throw on like Vantage, Wrath, Defiant Crit and just be broken, you know?
All they ever do is
cause
trouble. We'd best purge the
My,
entire
oh my.
underbelly of Garreg Mach.
Okay then, thanks for the input, dude. Attackers, don't worry, you turned 19 like 2 weeks ago, so you're not breaking the law. Well, happy belated birthday then, by the way. And yeah, for me, I like never drink. I'm 21 now, and I never drink. The drinking age here is 18, and I like don't drink alcohol at all. It's funny, when I turned 18, I spent all day in a bar. I was in a bar for like 10 hours on my 18th birthday. Didn't have any alcohol to drink. I was working on an assembly line for a job that I was doing at the time. But that doesn't change the fact that on my 18th birthday, I spent like 10 hours in a bar. Just, you know, toiling on an assembly line and bottling beer and stuff. But yeah, you've had Jägermeister and you're 16. You don't give a fuck there. Yeah, I've had sips of alcohol here and there just to try it out, just to see what it's like. Frankly, I don't like it. Not for me.
This place has so many breathtaking works of art. I feel like I'm living in a museum. Each piece can teach us about styles and techniques from 1,000 years ago.
Do you know a lot about art?
I'm from a family of merchants, so I've been able to see a lot of art, but I won't pretend to be an expert.
Neat. But the only alcoholic drink you enjoy is the previously mentioned Moscow Mule. It's very funny considering I don't drink at all, considering for a long time my dad was making beer for a living, and to this day we'll even still sometimes do that with setups that we have here. Sometimes we won't be able to park our cars in the garage because this setup is pulled out and making beer and such. But it's really funny that I don't drink alcohol, that, you know, that's something that my dad's done for a long time, and that, you know, I've helped out here and there with things like working on an assembly line for him. I'll be helping him at events, like passing out beer samples in the past when he was doing that kind of thing. And it was always so awkward when somebody asked me, like, what it tastes like or how hoppy is it, and I'll just be like, I don't know, I can't answer that, I'm sorry. But yeah, and one of the places that he was working at for a while there, one of the beers that they started making was actually from an idea that I had. I proposed the idea to my dad one day, like, what if you made like a summery kind of beer that was like a mango kind of flavored thing? And he made it. It was called Mango Tango, and during his time working for that brewery, it was like one of their most popular beers around the city here. Like, it was actually really cool. And then the person who was my dad's boss kind of got a job offer in another province that he couldn't really turn down, so he went and took that. Put a friend of his as as the new boss there, and the new boss kind of fired like 80% of the staff out of nowhere, and then went from brewing like so many different kinds of beers to only brewing like 1 or 2 types of beer that were like in cans. So like sometimes when the topic of alcohol will come up around this city when I'm talking with some people, I'll like if somehow we get to the topic of alcohol, sometimes I'll be like, oh, you ever try out any Mango Tango from like this brewery or whatever the heck? They'll be like, yeah, I really enjoyed that beer. I was like, oh, fun fact, I was the one that came up with the idea for that. The more you know. But yeah, that hasn't been in production for a while because that was many years ago, and they started making only like 1 or 2 types of beers, and I have no idea what the state of that company is right now, actually. Anyway, yeah, I'm a little bit behind on chat now. From Ireland, so alcohol's just part of the culture, really. Yeah, I can see that there. I'm probably not gonna drink when you turn 21. Yeah, I didn't drink when I turned the legal age of drinking here of 18. But yeah, that's how your dad works on cars, but you can't you can't drive? What, how you're like, what, just taking up like the entire garage or something like that? Like, what was the context behind that? I'm sorry.
The Holy Church of Seros is akin to pointing a sword at the goddess herself.
Is it?
Meting out appropriate punishment to the sinful. It is a sacred duty with which we have been entrusted.
All right.
As a member of the church yourself, I hope that you will take that to heart.
Oh, I can do faculty training. Fantastic. So any extra points I have, I can spend on that stuff now that we have that unlocked. Fantastic. Where am I going? Oh, I gotta go over here to Geralt there. I gotta return his lost item for the tutorial on that. Will do in that case. Hi.
Thanks for your help.
That was helpful. Feels good, doesn't it? If you come across any more lost items, be sure to find their owner right away. We get it. Yeah, we do get a freaking teddy bear for it. Look at that. Great. I got a wooden flask. Use the gift options to increase your support points with others by giving them things they like. A gift will increase an ally's motivation. Cool. And I can do faculty training. So I'm pretty sure that there are some... Wait. Some that have half motivation. Yeah, like Claude, Raphael, Hilda, and maybe those I should try giving a lost item to if I can. Or maybe I'll just save that for another time and then, you know, just feed them all right now to get their motivation up. I don't know. No, the irony of how both our dads worked in a certain field, but we're both lacking in said field. Oh, I got you now. Yeah, alcohol is not my kind of thing there. Oh, I didn't go to the training grounds here. I haven't been to the... Oh, so I can't fast travel there, so I gotta go here first then. The goddess is moderately okay. Rhea punishable by death. That's very much how it feels in this game, honestly. That is very much how it feels. Alright. So apparently this is our first time at the training grounds this playthrough. Thought the DLC was another storyline? It is, but once you've done the, like, side storyline, you unlock those 4 characters as recruitable characters in the main storyline as well. So, like, they do have their own unique story, these 4 right here, which is a much shorter story. It took me like 10 hours, something like that. It was actually a really nice challenge. But once you've completed the side story, they become recruitable in the main story playthroughs as well, which is pretty nice there. Oh, I thought I just got Anna. No. So there's 6 total DLC characters in the game. There's Jaritza or Yaritza, whatever the heck, which is exclusive to the Black Eagle's Empire route. There's Anna, who you can just recruit no matter what. And then there's the 4 Abyss characters that you can recruit after you've completed their side story. Like, on its own playthrough there. And Paul, yeah, you hate beer, but you can drink hard liquor, Kappa. But hello, hope things are going well today. Yeah. But your reason is a gloomy reason there, Lyrical. Meh, sorry. My throat right now. Yeah, and I can guess that from the way conversations have gone before, and I'm sorry to hear about that again there. But yeah, I understand the feeling of not really wanting to touch alcohol there. You can get Jaritza. You can recruit the Death Knight, yes, but only if you do the Empire route. Only if you side with the Empire there. He even has his own class, which is called Death Knight, but it's basically just like a slightly recolored Dark Knight is all it is. So he's the only character in the game that gets the Death Knight class, and it's basically just Dark Knight, but called Death Knight. That's basically all it is. And I'm pretty sure he can get the counter skill that he has like in game when you face him, where he can just like counter attack from any range. I think. I might need to like double check that. Something that's really interesting is he actually has a budding talent in flying, which gives him darting blow, which is typically a female exclusive skill, which gives you +6 attack speed when you initiate attack, which is very, very nice. So yeah, his personal skill is murderous intent, which if unit initiates combat, hit +20. He gets the flying budding talent, which gives him darting blow, which is attack speed +6 when you initiate combat, and is typically female exclusive. So it's really nice that he can get darting blow like that. And I'm fairly certain, I think that it's either like a class skill in Death Knight that gives you counter, or it's like mastering the class of Death Knight that gives you counter. I think it's one of those things that lets you get counter on him so that he can counter attack regardless of range. I think. But yeah, Dorothea is secretly a woman since he can get darting blow, which is a female exclusive skill. It's the class mastery skill for Pegasus Knight, which is a female exclusive class. So typically, like only male Byleth, if you transfer that skill over from like New Game Plus after having mastered that class in a previous playthrough, can get darting blow, and Dorothea can get it as a budding talent. So yeah, Dorothea, secretly a woman, now you know. Why flying of all things? Because darting blow is the class mastery skill for Pegasus Knight, which is a flying class there. So by unlocking his budding talent in flying, you get the flying skill that is typically female exclusive. Is why it's flying. Big spins. Turn my camera off while I'm talking to people.
As hardworking as they say.
That's an overstatement. I'm just me.
Spoken like a true hard worker.
Why does he have a budding talent in flying? I don't know. Yeah, darting blow really is one of the best skills, honestly. Like fiendish blow, whatever the attack one is. I know fiendish blow is +6 magic. Darting blow is +6 attack speed. Like all the ones for initiating combat there, especially on units with Canto, are just so good and have you delete things. Like throw it on Lysithea and it's like time to just delete things even more. But hello, welcome part-time. Are you using the DLC people other than Anna? Yes. Yes, this playthrough, I'm basically planning to showcase like all the DLC characters in essentially, since I haven't done that in any of my previous 2 playthroughs. I've done the Black Eagles Academy route, so Silver Snow, I've done the Blue Lions route, we're now doing the Golden Deer route. I appreciate the follow part-time. Darting blow alone makes female Byleth better than male Byleth. Well, I mean, you can pass down darting blow to male Byleth in New Game Plus technically, but yeah, you're not wrong. Also, thanks for the follow, Wheata Bix Whale. Also, usually I don't use a whole lot of my renown to unlock skills I've gotten in previous playthroughs, but now that I'm thinking about it, I should probably go get darting blow before I forget, because that is actually like really, really good there. But anyway, in my previous 2 playthroughs, it was before a whole lot of the DLC came out. Like the DLC that included recruiting Anna came out like when I was most of the way through my Blue Lions playthrough anyway. So I think for this playthrough, I'll be showcasing like both the Golden Deer that we have by default, plus like the 5 DLC units that we have here. And then in my next playthrough, which will be the Crimson Flower one, which will be the Black Eagles Empire route, I'll be showcasing Dorothea, since that's the only route that you can get him in as the final DLC unit, essentially. Well, I shouldn't say the final one. Technically, these are the final 4 ones, because Anna and Dorothea, I believe, became available at the same time. It's just that you can only recruit him in that 1 out of 4 routes is the thing. But yeah, you can recruit the Death Knight, so that's pretty cool there. But yeah, usually the characters have an in-universe reason for their budding talents. I think they just figured like, hey, darting blow is like one of the best skills, and he's the Death Knight. Let's let him get one of the best skills, you know? If I had to guess, I don't know. But yeah. For a no New Game Plus Maddening run, yeah, for my next playthrough, right now this is New Game Plus Maddening. For my final playthrough, which will be like the Black Eagles Empire route, I do plan on it being non-New Game Plus, and I'll go back to female Byleth. My first playthrough was male Byleth, second playthrough female Byleth, third playthrough now male Byleth again, and then fourth playthrough will probably go back to female Byleth, and that should also help with, you know, maddening there. Especially because, also, I'm so sorry that I haven't said hello to you yet, hello Dar. I start ranting about things, and then I can't stop. But anyway, I'm thinking about, for the Black Eagles Empire route, doing a Flaw training challenge, where out of the 2 things that you can be teaching each student in the classroom at a time as a goal, to have a challenge be of always having one of those things be a flaw. Or for characters who are flawless, like Ferdinand, I kid you not, he actually has no flaws. It has to be at least a neutral skill or something like that. Because then there's like more strategy that goes into it. Do you take the time to make them good at the things that they suck in? Or do you just take like extra time to make them excel at the things that they are just good at and just be held back a little bit since you always have to be training them in flaws? That's a challenge that I'm thinking about doing. I'm getting a little bit of a lay of the land for Maddening in this playthrough right now to see just how hard it is to decide if that's something that's even possible. I think it should be. So yeah, the next playthrough might be a unique challenge run where I'm always training a flaw at all times. Either a flaw or a neutral skill for characters who are flawless. Anyway, let's see here. But yeah, Juju is nuts. He's actually insane with how good he is. Yeah, I can't wait to try him out on my next playthrough. I'm sure he'll help that challenge run there. But how are you doing today, Hello Dar? Are they planning for more DLC? Not as far as I know. There's apparently data for other waves of DLC, but it's not confirmed. Huh. Huh, then. And you only get him for a few chapters, though, so it's fine. Oh, you only get Jaritza, like, as part of your party for a few chapters? Like, you don't get him permanently? Or do you just get him, like, towards the end of the route? And then just keep them for, like, the rest or something. But yeah, I hope they add existing characters, like, if they added Crom or Hector, like they did with, Fire Emblem Fates. I forgot the name for a hot second there. Through the Amiibo, where you could recruit them, or some such. Or you could go full Mortal Savant team, only swords and reason, not branching off for abilities. Could be spicy there. Leone also has no flaws. Yeah, there are a few characters that don't have flaws there. Just for part 2, and Crimson Flower is the shortest. Yeah, I knew that it was for part 2, so I guess it is like a permanent addition then, but it's just like... Oh, stuff is falling off my shelf here. Yeah, I was aware that it was for part 2, considering that, you know, you need to first lock in that you're doing that route and such after all. And yeah. Surprised they didn't add Camilla for the money. And you forgot because we don't talk about Fates. I mean, to be fair, I really like the gameplay of Fates. I also adore the music, but I hate the story.
Anything about her past. You should
crazy, man.
She's stronger than you are, I bet.
And nice tacos. Oh yeah, we can give gifts and lost items now. I don't think I have any lost items to give though.
This situation doesn't feel right.
I know, right?
Why would a minor lord raise an army against a foe he cannot possibly hope to defeat?
I don't know. Doing well, just beat your Hubert solo, and it was a lot of fun, surprising as far as solo goes. Also, you chose the best routes to do Maddening on LMAO. Blue Lions and Silver Snow have the worst final maps of Maddening. They aren't bad, but god are they hard. Well, it's nice then. Completely accidental way that it worked out then. Did I do Wyvern Lord a net build yet? I have not. I've done the only thing that I look at that stare though. I'll typically use Wyvern Lord to get Defiant Crit to have my Vantage Wrath Defiant Crit builds, but...
If I were in that situation, I would do whatever it took to ensure victory. You can count on that.
Oh, I'm sure you would, Edelgard. I'm sure you would there. Alright, before we go to Abyss and see what's going on there, let's actually look in here. Look in the journal. Yeah, I've 36,000 renown apparently. When it comes to class abilities, I should actually be able to get... Wait, do I not have... Did I not do... Am I just blind? Oh, it's right there. It's just because it doesn't have its own unique sprite since male Byleth can never be a Pegasus Knight. I was confused for a second there. I was like, can I not get Darting Blow? Maybe we should actually get it because it... Holy heck is it a good ability. And it might really help me considering how much my opponents have been doubling me. That can help me not be doubled. I can probably just go into Brigand myself during this playthrough since I'm like doing some axe stuff anyway. But this is something that's impossible to get on male Byleth otherwise. Look at that. Darting Blow. Bam. Female exclusive skill. Isn't that something right there? Is it equipped right now though? Nope. Apparently not. Let's just bam, Darting Blow. One of the best skills. That's a female exclusive one that we now have on male Byleth. Great. Are my Saints maxed out? Yes. Yes, indeed they are. But yeah, say it's the best endgame class. From what I've used of it on characters like Petra and Cyril, it definitely feels like it. Oh, I forgot that the Sauna is a thing now. I guess I can't quite use it yet. But yeah, Death Blow, Fiendish Blow, Darting Blow, Uncanny Blow if you're just trying to fill up slots can be okay. But yeah, I did blue lines for your Maddening, no New Game Plus run, and the final map made you go insane. Beat it on your second attempt, but goddamn. Get Death Blow and Darting Blow, easy dubs. I'll probably just get Death Blow, like, just by progressing in axes anyway. Because I can just, you know, get Brigand pretty easy peasy. Shouldn't be too hard there. And she gets Lightning Axe, a magic combat art. Wait, who does? Oh, what? Meh. Hey, for 70s on the low end for you right now on Maddening. Oh, Annette. Just toss that on her and make her a Wyvern Lord. That sounds spicy, though. Wyvern Lord's the best job in the game by at least 3 landslides, you say? I mean, some of the new DLC ones are definitely pretty spicy. Since you beat Blue Lions, you're wanting to do Silver Snow on Maddening. Blue Lions endgame boosted your ego really hard.
You're from up top, right?
Nice.
What business do you have here?
Well, I wish you luck with that, then. Ah.
Got it.
You're that new professor, aren't you? I suppose that means I have to let you pass.
I guess, welcome to Abyss. This town is full of rough and toughs, so watch your back down here.
Will do. Yeah, Bow Knight. I can't wait to have my builds of Close Counter, Vantage, Wrath, Defiant Crit, Bow Fair on Bow Knights. Like Leone. That's what my plan for Leone is. It's gonna be freaking fantastic.
Hey you, listen up. I've got something to report.
I've got something to report. I love that meme so much.
Lots of reports need to be reported. And for all reportable things, I'm your guy.
For all reportable things, I'm your guy.
This yet? Some shiny treasures here. Much better than up top. Fact, treasure likes to be underground.
Cool.
You're one of those treasure snobs who thinks their treasure is better than everyone else's, are ya? Those types really get my goat.
I really love how the developers are just so self-aware of the meme of this game with like, greetings professor, nothing to report. How in the other area that you can access for the DLC, the gatekeeper here is always like, I've got something to report. It's freaking fantastic. I love it so much. I love this game. And Sniper's probably better for Maddening. Hunter's Volley. Yeah, Hunter's Volley could definitely be a very nice combat art to have there. And Annette is good as a Wyvern, but Wyvern is not her best class. It's good, but Dark Knight is still better, especially since you can always use Lightning Axe as a DK. And Donkey Kong has better base res anyway. Yeah, don't you love it when Donkey Kong has that there? Man, Donkey Kong's resistance is just so good, man.
What my appearance might suggest. I was actually born a noble.
Oh.
No one in my generation bore a crest, however.
Oh.
When the next generation proved to be flush with crests, my father and I were cast aside.
Oh. My oh my. My oh my, double Tome Fair as a Dark Knight. Yeah, I mean, that does mean big damage at the end of the day there. Just prefer to make use of Annette's really good spell list as well as a preference. For me, Annette, I typically will just, you know, throw her into the rally bot position, considering she's the best rallier in the game, typically. Prefer to make use of Annette's really good spell. I just read that, sorry. Best utility of bow users is to delete Wyverns before they become a problem. I think there's better magic nukes. Yeah, there definitely can be out there. I really like how they made bow users more useful in recent games. Yeah, rather than just like misc kind of below average units.
About Lord Lonato launching a rebellion. The writing was on the wall. If anything, it's more surprising it didn't happen sooner.
You seem to know a fair bit about all this.
Lord Lonato answers to Count Rowe of Fargus, the man who adopted me. That's okay.
You didn't know that, Weetabix?
I'm not in contact with him, but that's how I know so much.
The more you know.
Territory smacks of war. It'll be interesting to see how things shake out.
Now you know. Why are the dogs barking? Oh yeah, when can we... so it looks like it's after episode 13 there that we can unlock the rest of the stuff with the Abyss, so we'll do that later. You really are clueless about the DLC. Understandable. Rally bot Cavalier Annette is one of her more popular builds as well. Understandable.
Do you have some need of me? I assure you, I am busier than I may seem.
Really?
You would argue the point?
Wow, perfect timing.
You inside my mind?
What perfect timing. In fact, I do.
I warn you that I don't suffer fools.
My goodness.
Strenuous mental exercises.
That's
My magical theories require rigorous fine-tuning. I shall never finish this task if I am not left to my own devices. Run along now.
That's also not the first time the game has talked back at me. There was this one time during my first playthrough, I was trying to have Caspar like just whittle an enemy down so that another person would be able to get experience. And so I said, please don't crit. And then Caspar immediately crits. And right after that, I said, I hate Caspar. He's too strong. And then he levels up and he says, and I'll keep getting stronger. It was the craziest perfect timing I've potentially ever seen on Twitch. It was insane. He talked back at me. He sassed me so hard. My goodness. But yeah, just Anna and said, yep, good DLC. Understandable there. Or just saw Anna. Also, I think it's really fun how the Ashen Wolves made units like Caspar useless since Byleth is better everything. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. One of the chapters in Empire Route has 50 billion wyverns, so dedicated archers like Leonie and Bernadette are basically required for that chapter. Huh. Well then. Got a training lance with some uses. So yeah, we can just check it once per exploration then, I suppose. Yeah, he sassed me so hard. I was flabbergasted. I was so surprised.
Hey, pal. Haven't seen any suspicious types on the surface.
You're so
lately,
tall.
have you? Beefy, mean-looking folks.
I don't know. I have.
Damn. Guess those lowlifes finally tracked me down. Bounty
I don't
hunters
know.
are the worst, yeah? They can't just let me be, so I have to go through the trouble of roughing them up.
Or you could just pay what you owe them. But yeah, Caspar is supposed to be the fast grappler of the unit, but Byleth has better base speed. Poor Caspar, outclassed. That's the... I was about to say 5.99 as like a Smash Bros reference there. If it was like a Smash reference, I'd say like that's the 5.99 value, but whatever this DLC is valued at, value.
Someone's raising an army
Over Caspar.
Normally I wouldn't care about that kind of thing, but this army's picking a fight with the church, so as far as I'm concerned, more power to them.
You must really hate the church.
Hate's a strong word. I'm just saying, they might have a good reason to rebel.
Yeah, it's really...
The lackeys like to pretend they're always in the right, but they're not. No one is.
Yeah, and Ray is hella pissed, I gotta say. Ray is hella pissed. Anyway, okay, looks like we do have somebody that we can talk to over yonder way. Forgot that grappler was a job in this game. You were like, what, this game has grapplers in it? Yep, sure does.
Mercy, I beg you.
What'd I do?
Costas never meant to attack the church. He was tricked. They don't understand that. They'll kill me. But you could let me go. Please.
So I guess the DLC area here like gives a little bit more insight into the world as well throughout the main story. Never heard anyone again.
I've got a quiet life waiting for me back home. I'll never cause trouble again, I swear. Thank you.
I don't know why you were just chilling here, but you know, every time Rhea executes someone for treason, her ass gets bigger. That's something I thought I'd hear. Oh my goodness. Find it weird that job is called grappler when there's no grappling involved. There's the Pagan Altar. You have unlocked Offer Renown. You can now use Renown to acquire weapons and items. I love how Renown, with the DLC here, just becomes like a universal system to like trade things for Renown and also use Renown to get like whatever you need. I think that that's really cool. So like any misc things that you don't need, you can just like trade in here for Renown from the storehouse, apart from like weapons and stuff, I guess. Like just misc stuff. And then you can trade in said Renown for items. Like I love how they've made it a kind of universal kind of point system there that can be passed down from one save file to another like that through New Game Plus chains. I think that's really cool, honestly. We're gonna name it Puncher. The Puncher class. But also, quick thing to mention, units like Ferdinand and Ingrid are really good to recruit, but only after they get their Pegasus/Cavalier promotion, since the base strength of those classes in Maddening is really high. Yeah, understandable there, but I think for this playthrough, I'm gonna stick to just the Golden Tier units and the DLC units so that I can like showcase them in this playthrough and we can see their supports through this playthrough and stuff like that. So we can showcase what they're all about. Like we have all 5 of the DLC units that we can get in this route now anyway. Am I missing anything? Oh, time to go feed my students. They're hungry, they're pissed, they don't want to come to class, so I better go feed them so that they actually come to class. Is what I better do. But yeah. Are you gonna do Dancer Flame? That could potentially be an idea. I don't know who I'm making my dancer right now, honestly. But yeah, Pugilist is a better name than Grappler, and it isn't non-indicative. I've never actually heard the word Pugilist before, I'm sorry to say. Let's feed them. Let's feed them so they actually show up to class like the irresponsible students they are. My, oh my. My, oh my. Like, if I was going for the best possible builds here, I could. I'd just recruit Dorothea and make her a dancer, but I mean... Should I make a dancer, Yuri?
I did not expect much from them.
That could actually be kind of interesting there. I mean, last playthrough I made Felix a dancer and it was funny as heck. What if I made Yuri a dancer? Oh my. Well, yeah, I don't have any lost items that I can give right now, so let's just get up their motivation like that, I guess. Peerless is basically fancy talk with fist fighter, huh? What the heck was that sound? What the heck? Who still needs to be fed? Happy needs a full motivation thing. Okay, the only one that needs a full motivation thing is Happy. So let's see here. Alright, there's something that Happy likes. Let's do like Happy and Claude, how about? Thought Yuri was a woman, so you'd love to see it. Oh man.
This is all kinds of tasty.
Here's the decent dancer. His relic gives him +1 movement and canto. He can dance and then canto back.
Do you like it too?
Wait, can you canto after dancing then? Could he then be the one unit that can potentially canto after dancing? Is that actually a thing that we could pull off? I never considered that before. Is that... Also, how do you even get his hero's relic in the main game? Like, he automatically has it in the... Like, I assume there's side quests for it. I assume there's paralogs. I assume there's paralogs for Byleth for his hero's relic. I assume there's a paralog for Yuri for his hero's relic. If I had to guess. But yeah, in modern context, it's used as a longer word for boxer. Huh. It's also a really good dodge tag with Sword of Void +10 dancer gives you. Heard you can, don't take your word for it. It sounds spicy. Well, Yuri is now officially best dancer. Yeah, that actually competes with Dorothea if that's possible. If that's a thing that he can pull off with his hero's relic, that's actually like in competition with Dorothea when it comes to potential best dancer, honestly. Like, my oh my.
When it comes to...
This looks so tasty. I wonder what you could charge for this.
I just want to see like the dialogue of the new DLC ones that I haven't seen before. Okay, everybody should be fed and happy and ready to come to class now. I had to bribe them with food to get them to come to class. Alright, let's go get like some faculty training from Geralt and Rhea there. Yuri also has strength issues, so if he gets strength screwed, it's probably worth, since he'll have access to magic there anyway. Which, I mean, he would in Trickster as well, but yeah, if he can freaking dance and then canto, that, like, if he can be the only unit in the game that can dance and then canto, that could actually be so broken. Yeah, let's work towards the budding talent in that, since I have no way to practice magic in right now apart from faculty training like that. But yeah, Grappler is an interesting name for a class that does 0 grappling. Well, sometimes it be like that, I guess. I already got faculty training from you. Let's see here. What does Yuri usually excel at? If I pull up my spreadsheet here, I can tell you. I can tell you if I pull up my spreadsheet. So his growth rates, he has 40 in strength and 35 in magic. So his strength and magic is actually pretty close, which makes sense since his kind of canon class is Trickster, which can use both swords and magic there. So he's a pretty good kind of mixed thing there. As for his actual skills there, he excels at... He has a bow budding talent, and he excels at sword, reason, faith, authority, and he sucks at lance, axe, riding, and flying. Is the answer there. Gonna look it up real quick to confirm if it's something you can actually do. That would be so spicy if so, I gotta say. Sure, give me some lance training. Alright, who can trade me in some crap? Oh, somebody wants to talk. A few people want to talk to me. Let's go see Alois, how about? I'm not actually going to go into those support conversations with the students yet because, you know, that's just free motivation to give them if I talk to them after we've trained them. That's just free motivation and more efficient use of activity points then, you know? But yeah, you're actually using Grappler as one of the starting party campaigns in your one-man D&D campaign. Gonna use that as one of the ones then. Let's get some axe experience. like the sound of it. What? Dancer Yuri. All right, who can potentially train me here? Oh, we could get some training from Catherine there. Found multiple people saying you can use his relic to counter after dancing. So if it turns out to be fake, blame them, not me. So he's probably really solid as a dancer. Huh. Maybe he should be my dancer then, because he could be the only unit that could potentially dance and canto after dancing. At least Warmaster destroyed everyone in your first playthrough, which was Golden Deer. Nice. Can never complain about Alois. Alright, we can see the look how many support conversations you get when you start a new save file, then start having everybody start liking each other. But no, you don't get to talk with me right now. Time to sit down for some support conversations, I guess.
Ignatz, let us take a short break. I will pour tea. Please choose a teapot for us to use.
You want me to pick one?
I don't see any other Ignatz around here, do you? Go on now, we're wasting time. The pots are over here. I will leave the selection to your judgment.
Let's see. How about this?
That's rather plain. Why did you choose that one?
The tea you chose has a very subtle taste, as well as a smooth, light texture. Such an unassuming tea calls for an unassuming pot, and one that complements the tea's color. In addition, the pot I selected has a floral design. Although we can't go for a walk today, we can still bask a little in nature's beauty.
Very interesting. You know, you have an absolutely marvelous aesthetic eye. Precisely what I would expect from the son of a merchant house that has enjoyed the Gloucester's patronage for so many years. After we graduate, when you begin your trade in earnest, I will introduce you to my father.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. But I'm afraid I'm already on the path to becoming a knight.
Ah, right, you are a second son. Still, your eye for beauty is a talent that should not go to waste. Very well. If you are to be a knight, then I shall happily take you into my service.
Well...
What? Does that displease you?
Not at all. I just need a little time to think it over.
His eye for the arts is unwavering, but in all other matters he is woefully indecisive.
Alright, they reached support level C. Do I even want to be here while I'm doing support conversations? What if we go into the... What if we just view support conversations in my own office here? No. We'll do that another time there. This is what we'll do when it can actually give some support. There. Lawrence is really solid in your test Maddening run on New Game Plus. I mean, he does make a really solid Dark Knight, to be honest. And the relic that he gets that anybody can use is, you know, kind of busted.
Lysithea, do you have a moment? There is a matter of significance I'd like to discuss with you.
I know you're always seeking the attention of ladies, but why are you wasting your breath on me?
Don't be silly. I want to discuss the future of the Alliance, to have a constructive and candid exchange of opinion.
I'm not so sure I'm the one being silly. Actually, I'm busy. Stuff to do.
Now, hold on just a moment. House Cordelia will never benefit from such a narrow-minded mentality.
I was under the impression you were interested in me as a person. What do house matters have to do with anything?
As it stands, the bonds between Alliance lords are quite weak. If this state of affairs persists, I'm afraid those bonds may dissolve entirely.
I couldn't care less.
House Cordelia may be small, but a small house is fettered by fewer obligations than a larger one. Apply yourselves actively in diplomacy, negotiate wisely, and you could do much to help maintain peace among the neighboring lords. The recognition of those lords would benefit your house immensely. To that end, why not start with me, the heir to House Gloucester? It couldn't hurt for us to become friends, could it?
Yes, of course, when the time comes. But right now, I'm quite busy. Maybe later. As it is, I'm studying magic for the benefit of the Alliance, and I would appreciate it if you left me to it.
Ah, I see. Then forgive the intrusion. I will take my leave of you for now. But if there is any way I can be of help to you or your house, I hope that you won't hesitate to ask. After all, as I'm sure you know, the future of the Alliance is my responsibility.
The future, he says. As though I have a future.
Poor Lysathea. Let's see what they say now.
Hey, Lawrence, got a minute?
Certainly. I trust you're well?
Doing great. I found a load of old weapons, just got done hauling them out of storage.
Old weapons, you say? If there are any interesting swords in there, I would love to see them.
They might only be good for training, but with a little care, who knows? Here, have some oil.
And why exactly are you giving this to me?
Like I said, they need a little care. With a bit of maintenance, some of these will really shine.
Yes, I heard you. So why did you give me the oil?
It's for polishing, Lawrence. Don't tell me you've never polished a weapon before.
That is hardly a task befitting someone of my station. If you had an exquisite blade, something of real historical significance to complement my noble heritage, that would be another matter.
In that case, appraise while you polish, you're bound to find something good working through these.
This seems as fine an occasion as any to air my grievances. I am a highborn noble. As such, it is my sworn duty to protect the common folk. I have no time for trivialities. What's more, you seem to be under the misapprehension that you can order me about. Please think carefully about how you speak to me.
I'm not ordering you around, and I'm not talking to you as a noble either. I'm asking you to help me with this, as a friend.
I am your friend, but I am also a noble. Those two qualities are not mutually exclusive.
Oh, good. Let's get to it then, buddy.
Alrighty, let's turn that back on for a hot second. Lorenz's dialogues can certainly be interesting sometimes, I gotta say. Okay, Ignatz is only with my own unit. Alright, let's see here. Let's just see then.
Claude?
Oh, Marianne. Have the gods taken pity on my lost soul and revealed a sign to me? I've been researching the 10 elites of Fodlan, but I can't tell fact from fiction. Anyhow, what can I help you with?
Well, I found this pendant, and I think it's yours.
Ah, right you are. Yeah, honestly, I'd resigned myself to never seeing it again. It's a keepsake from my uncle, who has passed on. If I truly lost it, my grandfather would have had my head. Thanks for returning it to me, Marianne. You saved my tail.
Please, it was nothing. I should be...
No, I think that's enough researching for today. Why don't you join me for a nice chat?
I just came to deliver the pendant.
Sounds awfully lonely to only talk to those whom you have business with. Do you really dislike talking to people that much?
It's just... I never know what to say. I'm sorry.
No need to apologize. We'll figure it out as we go. Tell me, are you like this with your father too? Within the Alliance, Margrave Edmund is prone to debate. With a father like that, I would have thought...
Margrave Edmund is my adoptive father.
Oh, is he? I didn't know. Where were you born?
That is none of your concern. I really must be going.
She's hiding something, that much is clear. But that just makes me all the more desperate to know her secrets.
Well, I guess Marianne's hiding something or other then. Oh wait, I already checked Ignatz and it's that. Wait, I'm curious, who can the DLC units all support with? So there's, yeah, I can support with all of them, which makes sense there. So it looks like Yuri just has, like, apart from with each other, just Bernadetta, Dorothea, and Ingrid. Huh. And then, yeah, Balthus has a few other golden deer. And then Constance has one blue lions, one. She can support with a Ferdinand. Oh, I want to see that so badly. My oh my. And then Linhard and Ash here for happy. Huh. Well, let's see here. Let's see.
Aw, are you sure? Thank you so much. You're always so kind to me. I'll have to repay you sometime. Lysithia? What are you doing there? Don't tell me you were listening just now and judging me getting other people to do my work for me. I've got better things to do. Although, I do wonder why everyone is always so eager to help you. I only ask for help if they offer. I don't ever pressure people. So I've noticed. That's what strikes me as odd. I suppose they're just so taken with me they want to help me out. I see. That would explain it. Oh dear, I was expecting you to argue, not to agree with me right away. There's no reason to deny what's clearly true. Everything about your outward appearance is immaculate and well thought out. Even your fingernails are always well kept and painted. No doubt your toenails are the same. I can't tell if you're complimenting me or accusing me of something. And you smell delightful, like candy. Or wait, am I catching a hint of floral? I'm so glad you noticed. It's oil extracted from a flower that only blooms at night. Floral oils, huh? I didn't think they had much use outside of homeopathy and house cleaning. I have some right here, actually. Here, I can give you a splash. There we go. I put it on your wrists, so you'll want to rub them together. Body heat is what activates the scent. Your wrists and your neck are relatively warm, so they're good spots to apply the fragrance. For a very subtle fragrance, you can also try putting it under your clothing. So, what do you think? It's lovely. Now I smell just like you, Hilda. Somehow, this makes me feel a little more mature. Thank you. So that's it. She just wants to feel more grown up. She's hard to read, that one. That smile, though. Who knew she could be so cute?
What did I just witness? What the heck? Well, guess we move on to the next one here.
Why do I have to organize the library? I'll get in trouble if it's not done, and I can't think of anyone who'd do it for me. Since no one else is around, though, time for a little break. What are those sounds? Ha! Yeah! Leone, always at it. How exhausting that must be. What's this?
Hey, what are you doing? That's mine.
If you leave it lying on the ground, people will think it's trash.
I usually wear it around my neck, but I put it down while I'm training so I don't get sweat all over it.
Well, people won't know that, will they? You should have just left it in your room.
It's a good luck charm. If I don't keep it close by, then what's the point?
How stubborn of you. I will say it looks to be a very well-loved charm.
Captain Gerald gave it to me when I was a kid.
If it's that important to you, you should wash it. Then again, I suppose it is made of wood. Have you considered coating it with resin? That would preserve it nicely. You could even accessorize it, make it look cute.
Thanks, but Captain Gerald made it especially for me. I'd really rather keep it just as it is.
Well, if that's how you feel, I won't argue with you. Me personally, I'd choose a cute necklace over a dirty old charm any day.
I'm sure you would. But Captain Gerald didn't treat me as some young girl. He treated me like a person who mattered and equal. He taught me everything. I don't want to forget his teachings, so I'm going to keep this charm just the way it is.
Oh, what do you know?
Huh, well, guess we get some insight into that then. Alrighty, what's left? What is left here? Oh, there's a clawed one. I didn't even see that there.
Huh? Are you actually reading, Hilda? I thought you hated studying.
Oh, hush. It's just a letter from my brother. He sends them all the time.
Your brother, huh? Isn't he known as a great general of the Alliance? A true beacon of...
Don't even start. That's got nothing to do with me.
Uh-oh, better not let your brother hear you say that. 'Twould break his fraternal heart. But all joking aside, it sounds like he really cares for you.
You can say that again. He must be rather bored, too, now that the situation in Elmira has settled down.
Ah, the Almirans, the Eastern Menace, as they're often called. I did hear your brother had fought them a number of times. In fact, I hear he's even gone toe-to-toe with Nadir, the great Elmiran warrior.
Nadir the Undefeated, was it? Just another grizzled old man as far as I'm concerned. But my father was ecstatic when he heard my brother had defeated him. He paraded my brother all over our territory. What a pain that must have been for our people.
A pain? Any celebration is something to be enjoyed. Celebration puts smiles on faces faster than anything. I'm sure even you at least congratulated him, right? A smile from you would surely mean the world to your brother.
Well, sure. Then he got all worked up and started saying things like, I am the protector of Fodlan.
That's not far from the truth, you know? Why do you think the Almirans have been so quiet lately? They're wary of your brother. If House Goneril of the Border were a bunch of weaklings, the Almirans would have invaded Fodlan a long time ago.
You talk about it as though you've spoken to the Almirans yourself.
Well, I am heir to the leading house of the Alliance. I'm privy to all kinds of information, whether I like it or not.
You act so nonchalant about your studies, but you know so much about politics and history. You're a hard guy to grasp, you know that, Claude?
Oh, I disagree. I'd let you grasp me any day. My hand, my heart, even my neck. But if you want to know all of my secrets, you'll have to bear yours as well.
Well then, that'll definitely be an interesting support chain to go down there. Ignace was just, yep, with myself there. So everybody, yeah. Why is Ignace's blue? Because you can only do it in the menu now. Yeah, I can't walk up to it because I said no there. But that should still give a motivation, right? I didn't, lose out on my chance to do that there. I don't know. Let's just end today's free time. Let's instruct manually.